always colorful and always festive. This is where engineering and innovation take center stage, where brain always beats brawn, and you're only as good as the creation you bring to the bout. This is where design, strategy, precision, and teamwork brings home championships. In this arena, it's student and machine together, taking on all comers. Hi everyone, I'm Kristen Kenny and welcome to Louisville, Kentucky, home to horse racing and great basketball. But this week we're all about robotics. This is the 2016 VEX Robotics World Championships.
And now it's the moment where we crown our world champion.
VEX Worlds is comprised of the top 1,100 teams worldwide who have qualified in one of three main program divisions. The VEX IQ Challenge, which includes an elementary school and middle school division. The VEX Robotics Competition, including a middle school and high school division. And VEX U for college teams. More than 15,000 student participants from more than 30 nations have all designed, built, and programmed their own unique robots and now compete in a series of qualifying matches. The top teams advance to their respective division playoffs for a chance to move on and do battle for the title of world champion. Now welcoming in Karthik from VEX Robotics. So Karthik, what's really unique about this competition is that they're changing up the game every season.
Well, these teams get better and better every year. Every challenge we throw at them, they meet. They're iterating, they're evolving. So we have to up the ante.
And this year's game, nothing but net, it's like basketball, but what are the specifics?
Well, think about basketball, you got a game of 2-on-2, except instead of having one ball, we got over 100 balls on the field here. And then at the end of the match, instead of going for a slam dunk or long distance shot to finish it off, they have to lift their partner up in the air.
And I imagine that's not easy.
Not easy at all. These are heavy robots and they got a balance to hold them in place.
Well, you guys now know what to expect. So let's get to the rules. Played on a 12-foot by 12-foot competition field, two teams, each with their own robot, will make up an alliance. The objective of the 2-minute match is to score the most points. Balls scored in low goals are worth 1 point, and high goals are worth 5 points. Bonus balls are worth twice as much. And at the end of the match, there is an additional scoring opportunity for lifting your alliance partner. Teams can earn 25 points for a low elevated lift, or 50 points for a high elevated lift. There are 104 total balls on the competition field. 4 balls can be preloaded into the robot at the beginning of the match for the 15-second autonomous period, which tests teams' programming skills. An additional 24 balls are available for driver control loads, and the alliance that wins the autonomous period will receive an additional 10 bonus points. Once the autonomous winner is determined, the final 1-minute, 45-second driver control period of the match begins. When we come back, we'll meet our division champs as the VRC High School Alliances take the stage in the round robin. The 2016 VEX Robotics World Championships is brought to you by the Robotics Education and Competition Foundation, inspiring students one robot at a time, and by the Northrop Grumman Foundation.
I didn't think it would be this big. It's quite a walk from end to end, but as far as the amount of people in here that are all thinking on the same wavelength, it's quite daunting just walking through and seeing everyone cooperating and knowing what everyone else is doing. That's pretty cool.
When you get there, no one cares about your gender. You're just sharing ideas, you're just talking, and being a girl is just amazing. I feel special. I feel like I'm standing up for all the girls out there and showing them that they also have a chance to do something so big.
And with that, we're ready to meet our high school division champions. In the science division, Athena from Woodbridge, Virginia, Davis High School from Kaysville, Utah, and the Calvary from Haverford, Pennsylvania. Winners of the technology division, Hefei number 8 from Hefei, China, The Disco Bots from Brampton, Ontario, Canada. And from Galveston, Texas, Galveston ISD Robotics. The Engineering Division champions, Berkner Fearless Robotics from Richardson, Texas. Floyd from Galveston, Texas. And Swamp Botics from Waycross, Georgia. Art Division champions, Shangming High School from Shanghai, China. From Loveland, Colorado, the Cyberbrains. And Singularity from Flower Mound, Texas. And finally, our Math Division champions, Skunkworks Alpha from Logan, Utah. And DiscoBots 1104Z and 1104G from Brampton, Ontario, Canada. In the round robin, each alliance is made up of 3 teams with only 2 teams playing for an alliance at a time. Each of our alliances will play 4 matches, playing each other once. The top 2 teams after the round robin will advance to a best-of-3 finals for the World Championship. And as we gear up for our first match, let's meet Swamp Botics, who has built a championship program in the most unlikely of places.
We're about as far southeast Georgia as you can go. Very rural community, very rural town. Not a whole lot of opportunity. A lot of kids graduate and kind of move on. Ware County High School has a dynamic football team. It's always been known for football.
Deep in Okefenokee swamp country, it was not easy for Coach Casey Martin to get his robotics program to take root.
It was tough initially. One of the things that I have found with being in a very rural system is students are not very confident in themselves. And that comes out of just not getting out of this community very much.
Linear binder shouldn't be too much lower. I think we'll be able to get 24 balls in about 18 seconds. And this one will do everything that a bot would.
With the addition of athlete-turned-robotics team captain, Colby Robbins, Swamp Botics was set on a new trajectory.
I saw what they were doing and I really thought it was cool, but I didn't think I could do that kind of stuff. I didn't think that I was smart enough and I didn't think that I had the abilities to be able to do what they did.
Finally, at the end of 10th grade, he said, you know what? The sports aren't taking me where I want to go. I want to go toward the engineering. So he started the robotics just his 11th grade.
At first, I didn't know what to think of it because robotics was so new to me. I'd never been around it or really didn't know anything about it. But once he got started in it and I saw how excited he was about it, then, hey, I was all for it.
He's been the driving force behind the designs that they've been running this year. He's just one of those kids that you can say, let's make it happen. And, you know, he makes it happen.
I think it's our team dynamic. We have a really good group of guys and we work well together. We just love what we do. And I think we all have the same mentality that if something's worth doing, it's worth doing full throttle.
So these kids have seen their parents have to struggle at times, but they realize that to be able to get through those struggles, it's going to take that work ethic and that determination. And that's what these kids have done. Their work ethic and their drive and determination is what's gotten them where they are. That was the only way to combat it, is to get them out of here, get them out of this school and get them out in the other school systems and to get them out and let them compete. And their success was what drove their increase in believing in themselves.
Swamp Botics is riding a 6-0 tournament record into Worlds, including a Georgia State Championship and a top 20 world ranking in programming skills. And as they continue to redefine what it means to be champions in this football town, they continue to discover just what this team is capable of.
I don't think I ever drove the same robot at a competition. Every competition I went to, we had a new robot. And that's just goes to show that we can have the best thing at this competition, but it will not be the best thing at the next competition. So everybody's always striving to get better.
At the end of the day, they're Swamp Botics, and they're constantly helping one another out to make each other better. They're a shining example of what team means.
Hey Robot fans, I'm Karthik Kanaka-Sabapathy. I'm here with Paul Copioli, and we're going to see Swamp Botics' first round robin match, engineering versus math. Starting off the match in autonomous mode, the first 15 seconds, the robots are operating solely on pre-programmed instructions.
The drivers have no control of these robots during these 15 seconds, and the teams implement different strategies depending on who they're playing against.
Red wins that autonomous mode, and now we're into driver control mode. This is where the student drivers are using their joysticks to control their robots.
The Red Alliance here, you notice they're pushing what we call hoarding balls into their corner protected zone. That zone, as a robot, you're protected when you're in your own zone, and your balls are somewhat protected too because the other Alliance can enter at their own risk.
One of the key components of these matches are the bonus balls, worth 10 points each, twice as much as a normal ball. Those orange balls are crucial to finding out who's going to win.
That's right, you get the lead in the orange balls, the bonus balls, and you pretty much determine the match. Now you see a part of play where they're doing long-range shots. These long-range shots aren't worth any more points, but your robot is protected while you're shooting from there.
That's right, those corners of the field are protected zones where you don't have to deal with the smash and bash and defense that we see in competitive robotics.
So you see the teams emptying those match loads. It's a really close match here. The field is almost empty. It's almost time for lifting.
That's right, during the last 30 seconds of these matches, teams will try and lift their partners up in the air for an additional 50 points. We see Floyd getting ready to lift Swampotics. Swampotics driving up. Let's see what happens right here. Boom! With the bicep curl, Swampotics is up. That's a great lift. Over on the other side, the Disco Skunk Alliance gets their lift off. Both alliances, successful lifts right here. What a great match to start the round robin off. Both drivers checking out the other side to see what they've done. And there's the score. Matt winning 297 to 272.
I'm here with Paul Copioli from VEX Robotics. Now, Paul, when you look at the robots out here, they all look very similar, but in fact, they're very different. How are they different?
Yeah, that's right, Chris. And they look similar because of the rules and restrictions we put on them, but they design their robots differently depending on their strategy of play. Some robots want to fly around the field quickly with a fast drivetrain and intake balls from the middle of the field before their opposition. So they have to put all their power and motors on their intake and their drive. Other teams want to shoot long-range bombs, so they have to design their shooter mechanism so that it has enough power to shoot across the field.
All right, so we'll see which strategy pays off out here today. And now, preparing for their first match against the Science Division, let's meet the Cyberbrains, the all-sibling team from Loveland, Colorado.
My partner is my brother, and it works really well because we are very similar in mind, so we don't really argue that much at all.
We work in our basement. I do the designing and the building for the most part, but we'll definitely communicate. We talk about what types of designs, because the building and the design process does take a little bit more time than like the programming. My brother does the programming portion and more of the strategy.
We're 2 years apart, and actually, initially we did kind of argue a lot because I didn't really know too much about robotics. I was always just confused about what he was trying to say. I just kind of got frustrated with that, but after a while, then we just kind of learned how to deal with each other.
And this season, Jason and Mark have added their sister Jessica to the Cyberbrains family.
We do have our specialties, but we know what each other does enough to help and communicate with each other. The biggest strength of our robot is that it can lift a wide variety of robots. And then we also can do the long shot within 15 seconds. We shoot 32 balls off in 15 seconds. The best way for us, since we're a slower robot, is to mainly stay at the starting tile, maybe do a little defense at the beginning to keep the faster robots on their feet, then come back to the field and just take the balls that were hoarded by our alliance, start shooting those off and do the preloads. And that's what our strategy is going to be.
We're here on the EMC field where the Cyberbrains and their Arts Alliance are going up against Science. In autonomous mode, Athena shooting from long range.
Athena is a unique robot where it has two specialized shooters, one that it uses for the loader and long-range shots, and one that it uses when it picks up balls from the field.
Heading into driver control mode right now, and teams fighting over the ball piles, especially those orange bonus balls. Worth so much. Those money balls are the key to the match.
You can see Singularity here on the Red Alliance collecting 3 of those bonus balls. There's 10 bonus balls on the field. If you can get the advantage in bonus balls, you really put the match in your hands and have a huge advantage against the other alliance.
And once these bonus balls are picked up, the only way to stop them from going to the net is by playing some hard-nosed defense like the Cyberbrains are doing on Athena right now.
The Cyberbrains put all of their motor power into torque so they can push robots around, so they're not that fast, but they are maneuverable.
The Cyber Brains might not be fast moving around the field, but man, one of the fastest shooting robots in the entire tournament.
This robot can shoot 32 balls in 15 seconds, and the only way that's possible is that their loaders, Jessica and Mark, the brother-sister team, have great tempo, great teamwork, and it's really fluid motions loading that robot.
You're seeing that right there, the Cyber Brains making shot after shot. Over on the other side, the Blue Alliance trying to hit some shots as well. The Davis robot shooting from long range, but oh, they're off a little bit. 2, 3 misses right there.
They're barely missing, but that has to do with robot design and execution. Their loader has to load the robot from the front, which if you don't do it correctly, it can throw off the robot and miss ever so slightly.
Now it's coming down to the time of the match where all the lifting's happening. 50 points for each alliance. Davis up with the lift. Cyberbrain's getting ready to lift. Singularity trying to get on. Can they get them up? Bicep curl, what a lift!
2 different lift styles, same result, 50 points each.
Great matchup we just saw there. Fantastic lifts at the end. And we got the score. Art's winning 280 to 248. Kristen, what do we have?
This week kicked off with the opening ceremonies and the traditional Parade of Nations. With more than 1,000 teams representing 30 countries, Freedom Hall became a celebration of the world's best and brightest from the international robotics community. A celebration that was highlighted by the inspirational story of Team Hope of Syria, comprised entirely of Syrian refugees. The students now living in Lebanon, and together with their robot Robo-G for Refugee, received an outpouring of international support to help fund their trip here to Louisville this week. Coming up, the high school round robin rolls on to see which alliances earn a spot in the finals. Much more from Louisville, Kentucky and the VEX Robotics World Championships after this. Welcome back to Freedom Hall in Louisville, Kentucky and the VEX Robotics World Championships. Teams worked diligently to qualify for VEX Worlds, and in fact, Sandpiper Elementary School qualified not 1, not 2, but 5 teams here. That's quite an accomplishment, Tammy. Is this the future sport for your school?
It most certainly is. We actually look at robotics as our sport. So we're teaching the kids to be collaborative and innovative and really have a growth mindset, and it's just something spectacular to have achieved this.
Well, let's talk to some of the kids back here. All right, now what is your name?
My name is Atarva.
Atarva, and what is your robot's name?
Dumper number 2.
What does your robot do?
Our robot scoops up balls in its basket and it lifts up the balls and dumps them into the high goal.
That is so awesome. All right, guys, well, good luck out there. Have fun. The Sandpiper Elementary Cyborgs team was recognized with an Excellence Award this week, so congratulations to them. And in the VEX IQ Teamwork Challenge for the elementary school division, it was the robotics legends from Puerto Rico and the Disco Bots from Ontario, Canada, that took home the World Championship by achieving a perfect score of 173. With both teams sharing driver controls during the match, the teamwork champs were able to clean sweep the field by clearing all balls and scoring them into the high goal. In addition, they received bonus points by balancing their robots on the ramp at the end of their match. For the middle school division, we also had a perfect score by our world champs, Team Bestic C from Shanghai, China, and Team Skyhawk from Indianapolis, Indiana. Now back to Karthik and Paul.
We're on the Northrop Grumman Foundation field for technology versus engineering in this round-robin matchup. Technology Alliance is a fascinating one. 3 teams on this alliance, all from different countries: China, Canada, and the U.S.
The U.S. team is from Texas. On the engineering side, they actually have 2 teams from Texas, Berkner and Floyd, who have played against and with each other all season long in Texas. Let's see if they know each other well enough to have great chemistry.
Red Alliance starting out hoarding balls. They got about 10 or 15 balls back in their protected zone. Great strategy.
The hoarding strategy pays off if you can convert, but the Blue Alliance is going a little different direction, scoring 3 bonus balls right away in the high goal.
The Blue Alliance is scoring early and often, taking a pretty big lead here. It's sizable.
It could be psychological, but if the Red Alliance stays disciplined, they can really use that hoarding strategy to their advantage at the end.
There we see Berkner, bang, 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 while Floyd from long range. Look at the spacing between these two robots.
Yeah, they really have great spacing. The Red Alliance is really cluttered and clustered in there in that back zone. They're really disrupting each other. I don't know if this strategy is going to pay off for them.
Yeah, Red Alliance having a little bit of problems there with the clutter, and you're seeing 400S taking these long-range shots, but they're struggling a little bit, making some misses here.
That really comes down to a robot design issue. You can see that the plunger causes some vibration on the robot, and that tray really doesn't hold the balls well enough. So any slight motion of the ball left or right, that shot's going to go to the left or right and just miss the net.
Back on the blue side of the field, Berkner trying to get up on the Floyd robot. They're going, and the bicep curl lift is a success. And on this side, Galveston still shooting long range. Time's running out to see if they can get on that lift. Hefei dropping the lift down. Will they get it up? Up, up, up. Oh, that is so close. Need to take a look at a replay to see if they made it.
Yeah, it's really close here, Karthik. The replay should tell us what's happening here. As you can see from the replay, Hefei doesn't get their lift down until about 4.5 seconds. At 4 seconds, they drive up, they're up, it's going up. It looks like they probably have it, but I really just don't think it was enough to win the match.
And it turns out it wasn't. Engineering pulls this one off. Now, let's go to Kristen.
Founder and CEO of VEX Robotics, Tony Norman, is with us. Tony, look around. I want you to soak this up. Thousands of fans, thousands of teams. But I want you to take us back to day one. What was it that you saw about this competition?
Yeah, day one, we were just trying to find a way to inspire kids and try to find a way to make them more excited about studying math and science. And what's better than building something and having fun? So it's kind of like eating a vitamin. They don't know it's good for them if it tastes good. So that's kind of what we came up with, and it's just blown up into this.
It has indeed blown up. And what is your overall message that you would like for viewers to take away?
Well, you know, I think just like the kids, to be successful here, it's all about teamwork. And if they work really hard together, they are successful. And this event is that same combination of really good product, really good sponsors, really good partners, and that's why we've just grown the way we have. It's the same message.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
So after 6 round-robin matches, the math division stands atop as the only unbeaten at 2-0, followed by engineering at 2-1, and arts and technology each at 1-1. And with math now squaring off against technology, we get to see the Disco Bots, who have 3 separate teams here in the round robin. An incredible feat, considering their program being relatively new to the international robotics scene.
Our success has been insane. We've grown from 1 team in 2014 to over 11 teams.
So many teams that if you talk to them at Worlds and you say Disco Bots, they're going to know exactly who we are.
I think a lot of the teams around the world see the Disco Bots as one of the top contenders every year.
The success we've had is largely because of how we collaborate and how dedicated we are towards robotics.
We spent the entire season with other teams comparing their robots to ours, with other teams comparing their shooting to ours, and the other teams comparing their drivetrain to ours.
When we thought of starting a program, the whole idea was to engage boys and girls. We wanted the older kids to start helping the younger ones and at least pass on that knowledge over to the younger generation.
Working with the older high school kids is a great opportunity because they mentor us very well, and whenever I have any questions, I go ask them and they clarify the questions.
The entire point is to inspire them to come in and fill our shoes when we graduate.
I'd say we're a fun group with a competitive streak. I think the greatest asset that we have is the people in the multiple teams, because every team is constantly one-upping each other, and then once a team has been one-upped, they try to one-up that team back, and that's how we improve.
This season, when we started, I kind of started questioning myself, can we get all our teams qualified for the World Championship? I think we had a plan, and which was executed very well, and we were being very successful. So I felt happy when all our teams got qualified to the World Championship. I think that was one of the greatest and the happiest moment for me as a founder and a coach.
On the Northrop Grumman Foundation field, the matchup that people have been waiting for all weekend long, Disco Bots versus Disco Bots. The Math Alliance Disco Bots are 2-0 right now, Another victory here would basically guarantee themselves a spot in the finals.
In Autonomous, you see Skunkworks from the Red Alliance racing out to that center pile to block the disco bots from their famous strategy of getting that center pile in Auton.
Resetting for driver control mode, there's a lot of orange bonus balls open up, but guess what? These disco bot robots are so fast, they'll gobble them up in just a matter of seconds, and look at it, it happened.
All 4 robots on the field are trying to hoard those bonus balls. They're the key to victory with such an even matchup. Both alliances can score at will, they can both lift, so those bonus balls are super important, as you can see by the battle between Skunkworks and Hefe.
That defense being played by those 2 big robots, I would not want to get in between those bots.
Yep, they're large robots because they have to lift and shoot long range, so they have to use all the real estate they can to make it really easy for their smaller partners to be lifted.
We're not even halfway through this match and the field is almost cleared. This is crazy with how efficient these robots are.
Very efficient alliances, very good teamwork, just lightning long-range shots, just really, really effective.
Look at how methodical and consistent these long-range shots are. The arc is so similar time after time.
And there are no balls on the field.
Oh, they're getting ready for lifting time, but something's going on with that Skunkworks robot. They're trying to shake it out, but they cannot get their lift deployed. On the other side, Hefei's lift is down, and the disco bots are going up. This is going to win the match for the Technology Alliance. One lifts, one doesn't. That's going to make the difference right there. What happened over on the Skunkworks side?
Looks like one of their deployment pins got stuck, so they couldn't deploy their lifter. So this replay will show. See, you can see that pin is stuck. So that lifter cannot deploy, which means they cannot lift.
And if you cannot lift, you cannot win. Technology pulls this one out. And now, after 7 round-robin matches, we've got a 3-way tie. Math could have put a chokehold on this tournament, but now they're in the clump. Arts and science lagging behind.
This is my 6th year doing robotics. I just absolutely love it. It's changed my dream job, so now I want to become an engineer. And that's what I want to head towards, and I can definitely say that's VEX is doing.
I'm here with Debbie Sterling, CEO and founder of Goldie Blocks. Now, congratulations on being inducted into the STEM Hall of Fame. That's quite an accomplishment.
Thank you so much. It's such a huge honor to be here. This is my first time, and I never saw myself doing STEM as a little girl, and so I almost fell into it by accident. So being honored is, I mean, it's just amazing. I ended up taking a mechanical engineering class my freshman year of college, and the light bulb went off.
You look around and you see the diversity of competitors out here, a lot of them young girls. How does that make you feel when you look around and see that?
I'm actually surprised to see so many girls here, and I'm thrilled. I'm so proud of them, so happy they're here, and I couldn't be rooting harder for them.
Well, thank you and congratulations on all your success.
Thank you, Kristen. Taking a look at these standings again, we see the 3-way tie up the top. But remember, we got 4 alliances, all with 1 loss. 2 losses usually means that you're out of the round robin and not making it to the finals. On the NASA field, arts versus engineering, do or die time, folks. Autonomous mode, we see what's happening here. Notice that the engineering alliance has sat Swamp Botics once again. The reason for that is Floyd and Bruckner have had such great chemistry that they've won every match they've played.
And it really has to do with them playing in Texas together and against each other all season long. You can see they're working fantastically together.
Driver control mode starts, everyone attacking the ball piles like they normally do. This is crucial time, the early jockeying, and Zhang Ming with 3 bonus balls. Boom, 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 bang! What a load!
At the same time, their partner Cyberblade's playing great defense against the Blue Alliance. Slow and methodical, but they got into position and used it well.
A great mix of offense and defense being played by that Arts Alliance. They are really smooth right now.
The Blue Alliance scoring another bonus ball, but they only got it in the low goal, so that could hurt them.
Right now, the Arts Alliance has a little bit of a lead, but the Blue Alliance is going to have to try and come back here, and Floyd's going to do it with the long-range shooting.
Both alliances doing their long-range shooting, totally different styles. You can see in the lower left corner, the brother-sister combo loading that robot 2 balls at a time each, making it perfectly synchronous. And on the right side, you see 1 loader with Floyd, frantic hands, which could cause the robot to move a little bit and then misses some shots.
The Cyberbrains robot definitely looks a little bit cleaner and more consistent right now with those long-range shooting. It's getting down to lift time, folks, and these lifts could determine the winner of the match. Floyd getting ready to lift Berkner. Cyberbrain's getting ready to lift Zhang Ming. Boom with one lift. Boom with another lift. Whoa! Simultaneous lifts right there. What a great match. It's going to come down to the early shooting because the lift's all tied up right there.
Yep, all lifts equal at 50 points apiece. It's going to come down, and I think the efficiency of the Cyberbrain's long-range shooting is going to make the difference.
Engineering looks a little bit resigned to what happened here. Look at these Cyberbrains load.
Smooth transitions, makes the robot not move. Perfect.
And here we are with the score. Arts pulling off the win. Arts is still alive. Unfortunately, Engineering is done. Earlier today, we crowned our 2016 World Champions in the VRC Middle School Division. Dominating the field was the Chinese Alliance made up of Team Meilong and Wuguan, Team Namen, and Team Gulo. And in VEX U, we saw the return of the 2014 team finalists from Flushing, New York, Team VCAT2, going up against Team UTGZ3 from Veracruz, Mexico. This time, VCAT takes care of business in 2 matches to take home the 2016 VEX U World Championship. Here we are on the EMC field, science versus math. The Math Alliance needs this victory. A victory here would propel them straight into the finals, while science is trying to play the role of spoiler. And in autonomous mode, science scoring very accurately here, and I think they're going to take a lead and win the autonomous mode. Yes, they do. Wonder if science could pull this off. As we get started, we see the disco bots picking up balls. All 4 robots on the field are amazingly engineered machines. Remember, these robots are designed and built entirely by students.
And that's why NASA and companies like Northrop Grumman and EMC, Chevron, and Texas Instruments support this competition and support their local teams.
They are all here in Louisville, spotting the future engineers of tomorrow. Now we see the robots shooting from long range. The disco bots just doing their thing. Methodical shooting. They've got a real plan for this match, and they've loaded up with bonus balls.
They have 5 bonus balls in their high goal, while the Blue Alliance only has 4 in their high goal with 1 in their low goal.
That gives a big advantage here to the Blue Alliance. Remember, Blue Alliance needs this victory to move on to the finals. Now we're getting very close to the time for lifting. The field is pretty much cleared. Will Skunkworks be able to get their lift working? It did not work in the last match, and that was crucial. Boom! Hey, guess what, folks? Skunkworks are back. Over on the other side, we got a methodical lift by science, and it's going up too, but right now, math has got this one under control.
Important takeaway here is that the Skunkworks robots lift deployed. Seems like they've fixed their issue.
And you see the calm, cool swagger of the disco bots. There's laughing, and the match is still going on. And there's the buzzer.
Looking at the replay, you see how the disco bots are just very smooth. You take a look at this lift, you know, very relieved. Look at the drive team of Skunkworks. They're like, yes, it worked.
They needed that lift to stay in the game. Officially, Math is our first team to move on to our World Championship Finals. Over to Kristen.
The Math Division champs are headed to the finals. It seems like there's a lot of strategy out there with bonus balls, with the lift, but what has been your strategy?
It's all about getting those bonus balls in autonomous, because whoever controls the bonus balls is going to win the game. And once we control those bonus balls, we know we're going to win the game.
How hard is that going to be to control those balls heading into the final?
It's going to be quite challenging because we know the other teams have their autonomouses set, so we need to be able to get past their autonomouses and collect the bonus balls before them. It's all about the speed.
All right, best of luck to you. Thank you.
Now it's time for our final round-robin match between technology and arts. Both teams 2-1. Winner will move on to the finals, losers going home. And in autonomous mode, a lot of action to start things off.
Both alliances have changed their strategy and did not hoard an autonomous, trying to get that 10-point autonomous bonus.
Every point's going to be crucial. Remember, we've seen these alliances play a lot, and they are very closely matched. Even strength teams here. A lot of power on both sides. And right away, battles for the bonus balls. These teams are scrumming, playing some hard defense here. When it comes down to these deciding matches, teams really turn up the intensity a notch.
A lot of banging and knocking and defense. You can see the Cyberbrain slow and steady with all these fast robots on their opposing alliance. Will this be their downfall?
Looking over on the red side of the field, we see 2 bonus balls hoarded in the corner. Also bonus balls hoarded on the blue side. Those bonus balls, I think they're going to save them a bit for towards the end of the match. They will make a difference.
Cyberbrains shooting, doing what they do with the long-range shots, their tempo, their nice, even flow, really pounding all of those shots home.
The Cyberbrains have just been so consistent throughout the weekend. Can they pull off one more match here to get themselves to the finals? But on the other side, Hefei and Galveston will not be denied.
You can see the Cyberbrains plucking those last two crucial bonus balls. That's 20, potentially 20 points worth of shots.
A risky strategy on red. Galveston and Hefei leaving their driver control loads towards the very end of the match. They're going to have to shoot those 24 balls and lift before this match runs out. I don't know if there's enough time.
They have so many of their match loads inside. This could be the difference. If they can connect on even half of those, that may be the deciding factor.
That Galveston robot really pulled it out. They shot those balls very quickly. And now it's time for the lifts. Galveston trying to get up on Hefei. Trying to get up. Hefei, they've been doing this every single time out there. Now can the Cyberbrains get their lift? It's a little bit unbalanced. Whoa! They almost fell off. They ducked down to see, but it looks like they did get it all the way up. Let's take a look at a replay here.
Both robots got the 50 points very consistent. You can see the replay here. All those extra balls for the Red Alliance could be the difference.
And now we're gonna see who's moving on to the finals. Technology wins and moves on to our World Championship final.
The technology division has punched their ticket to the finals. What do you think was the difference maker out there for you?
Well, our difference between us and other robots would be the stack bite. Our stack bite is very important for hoarding balls. Like the bonus balls are very important. Claiming the whole stack and throwing it in the corner is key to like claiming all the balls you can, so you could have like as much full fielding as possible in the corner. Also, the rear intake allows us to throw balls in the corner and then pick them up and then fire them full field.
All right, thanks guys, good luck.
Thank you.
Our championship stage is set. Technology versus math. But who will take home the World Championship? We'll find out after this. The 2016 VEX Robotics World Championships has been brought to you by the REC Foundation, inspiring students one robot at a time, and by the Northrop Grumman Foundation.
It's great to be able to see all the other teams and learn so much from them because we are so new. There's so many different ideas we never thought of or we never, heard about, especially when it comes to like programming and certain building designs. Like you just learn so much from a lot of different teams, which has been like a really interesting point of this week.
There's so many people that you meet. I have a couple of really good friends from places like New Zealand, Canada, and even Singapore. Like these are people that when I'm walking through the Worlds event, it's like almost a mile from side to side. I can always find people that I know by name. And not only that, but we have a bunch of Skype groups, a bunch of Facebook groups that we can keep up during the season and actually spread ideas throughout the world.
One of the most exciting events here this week, other than crowning this year's World Champions, is the reveal of next year's Game Challenge. The teams packed Freedom Hall this week to see the unveiling of the 2016-2017 season's games. VEX IQ Challenge Crossover will be played on a 4-foot by 8-foot field and test teams' abilities to maximize their score with their alliance partner by scoring the hex balls into the various scoring goals. Points are also awarded for parking robots on the bridge at the end of the match. For the VEX Robotics competition teams, Starstruck presents them with multiple challenges and multiple scoring objects. With stars and cubes, alliances will work together to score more points than their alliance opponents, and will need to get creative, as a barrier will keep robots on their respective sides of the field. And a hanging bar presents an additional scoring opportunity for one robot per alliance.
It's now time for the World Championship Finals. We started with over 1,000 robots and we're now down to our final 2 alliances. They're playing in a best 2 out of 3 matchup here to determine the champions of the world. Right away, we see robots trying to hoard these bonus balls. The hoarding strategy has been preferred by both these alliances.
So the math division hoards, but the technology division in red decided to score to get those 10-point bonus for autonomous.
Into driver control mode they go, and watch these DiscoBot robots. They are so fast. But it's not just the speed of the drivetrains. They are well driven. They glide across the field, cutting perfect arcs from bonus ball to bonus ball. No wasted motions.
So you can't even tell that they hoarded, but both alliances hoarded and then quickly cleaned up the field with almost no balls left on the field.
The field's already clear. There's only a handful of balls open right now, and these robots are fighting tooth and nail for them.
So it's time for the long-range shots. It's going to be long-range shots and rebounds. Accuracy, precision is really going to pay off.
You see a battle in the middle of the field between Skunkworks and Hefei. They are trying to position themselves in the right spot to catch any balls that are missed, but there's not many with the disco bots are shooting.
But these long-range shots, they're very precise, very accurate. It's just that you need to get these rebounds. There's some rebounds on the field that are wide open, and these robots have to put them away.
Anytime you can steal a defensive rebound, that's a 10-point swing, which in these matches is so vital. It looks like we're coming down to the lift time here because the field's been cleared entirely. Disco Bots them trying to make one last shot, and they nail it. Now everyone's coming home. We're gonna see the chin up in the 4-bar lifts going one at a time. Hefei dropping the lift down while the Skunkworks are getting theirs. Both Disco Bot robots are lining up. And boom, we got a chin up by Skunkworks. And the nice lift by Hefei, both are up. That was almost a perfect match. Barely any balls missed, nothing left on the field, lifts on both sides.
Look at the intricate design of these robots. This close-up view really shows the work and effort that these students put into these robots.
Now we see these driver control loads, these high arcing shots being nailed both sides. Boom, 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 back and forth. And there's the score. Whoa! A world record high score, highest scoring match of the season. Now to Tristan.
Thanks, Karthik. VEX Worlds has been known as the biggest robotics competition in the world for a number of years now, and this week it became official. The team from Guinness was on hand to declare a new world record for the largest robot competition ever, and congratulate the more than 15,000 student participants.
Finals match number 2. It's do or die time for the Math Alliance. They need this win to stay alive, while a win for technology means they're world champions. In autonomous mode, we see the Red Alliance shooting early, and now the hoarding goes on. They're trying to collect all these balls across the field. Autonomous, that 10-point bonus is always crucial. The referees are looking at this and, whoa! For the first time tonight, we got a tie in autonomous mode. No autonomous bonus.
Hey, Karthik, you'll notice that Hefei and Skunkworks are back on the field, but both alliances had to switch out another robot. That means that the lifters are staying out, and that really makes sense because you need your lifters to get those 50 points. Without those 50 points, you're losing for sure.
It also means that Disco Bots M is not on the field. They've probably been the best driven robot the entire tournament, so it's really up to the Galveston robot to pick up for their partner.
The clearing has not been as fast. Without the Disco Bots out on the field, you're not going to clear all the field as fast as you did before. So now you've got shooting, scrapping, there's still many balls on the field, so this is a wide open game.
Math might have a slight advantage here because they had to pull Disco Bots Z out, but they just brought Disco Bots G in. And so Disco Bots G's got a little bit of a scoring advantage over the Galveston robot.
You can see the Blue Alliance actually has both robots in their protected zone shooting at the same time.
They seem to have locked into a nice position here, and here we go with Disco Bots G just firing away from long range. On the other side, Galveston's firing from long range, but they're not doing as well as the Disco Bots.
You can see some misses, and again, that has to do with that tray and that puncher. You get these misses, they come back out on the field, you pick up the rebound, and you try to score it.
Different styles of shooters being employed. We got the single flywheel of Disco Bots, the puncher of the Galveston robots. Single flywheel's doing a little bit better here. These goals are so full, and now it's lifting time. You have to lift to win in the finals. And boom, a chin up, Skunkworks. They had problems earlier, but those problems look to be all gone right now. Hefei, Galveston's up top, and they're going up. And now, they've got one ball left in the robot. Are they gonna go for the Hail Mary? We haven't seen this yet. Trying to shoot from up high. Oh, just misses. That one would have been a highlight for the ages.
The Hefei lift, very consistent, extremely reliable, hasn't missed all night.
A lot of nerves on that Math Alliance. They know this match is what they had to pull out. They aren't laughing right now.
Those long-range shots by the Math Alliance at the end, in the middle of the match here, you see just so precise, right in there. 1 miss out of 10, 15 shots. It's very accurate shooting.
And here's that long-range Hail Mary shot. Oh, that was a beauty, even though it missed. And there we have it. Math wins to stay alive. And guess what, folks? We're coming back for one more match. We asked captain of DiscoBot Zed, Abhinav Saxena, about his past experiences at the World Championship.
In 2014, we went to the World Championships and we did pretty well. And I learned a lot because it was basically our first year in 2014. So we learned how the World Championship works, and that's been instrumental in helping us in the future years because we've learned how the round robin structures work in the World Championships and how the final matches play out.
Finals match 3, winner take all. 2 minutes to crown a champion. And off in autonomous mode, Red Alliance shooting while Blue electing just to hoard.
You can see the strategies here. One's trying to get the points, one's trying to hoard. The hoarding strategy is risky, but if they can get those extra bonus balls, it's worth more than the 10-point bonus.
Red wins the autonomous mode, takes that early lead, and right away, robots dashing. Watch DiscoBots M zipping around the field, cutting those perfect arcs as they always do, dashing for those bonus balls.
All the robots on the field are concentrated on the bonus balls. They look like they're pretty even. 4 in the high goal, 1 in the low goal for both alliances. So this is going to come down to the number of balls they can get into the goal and if they both can lift effectively.
The 4 big boys are all back on the field for this match. That's right, the 4 highest scoring teams. When they were last out here, we had a world record for the high score. Let's see if they can top that right here. DiscoBots loading their shooter.
You can see the long-range shots of the DiscoBots, extremely accurate. We've got cleanup going on with any rebound that comes, but man, with this accuracy of the DiscoBots, there's not going to be many rebounds.
DiscoBot Zed now hitting their long-range shots. Again, very few misses, but those misses that are happening are being gobbled up right away, just like Skunkworks did right there. Boom, boom, with a couple misses. The defense being played by Skunkworks on Heifei, jockeying for position.
This is an extremely equal match. If Blue can score all those balls on their match loads, it's going to be close. 1 ball difference, maybe.
The nets are full, and now it's time to lift. Robots lining up, trying to get in position. DiscoBot Zed saw a rebound that they just quickly jumped on. That extra 5 points is huge. M trying to get back to lift. Zed trying to block him a little bit. M going up, trying to get on to Heifei. They're on. Can they get up? Over on the other side, Zed is on. The lift. No! Whoa! They didn't make it up. Heifei's lift is good. Skunkworks' lift is not good. They crashed right there. Oh, that is heartbreaking. Ecstasy on one side, agony on the other.
Technology knows they have this one. You can see the look on their faces, and you know Math knows that that lift was needed. You can see on the replay, DiscoBots just scoring. Switching over to the lift, it looks like the anti-tip, the counterbalance bars didn't work, which meant they lifted themselves. And Heifei, reliable.
And there we have it, our world champions.
An incredible finish to an incredible week here. Congratulations to the technology division and to all of our winners this week in Louisville. And until next year, so long from the 2016 VEX Robotics World Championships.